Wow.
You start out with a masterpiece. How would you summarize it?
Chess speaks for itself.
Is it something special doing this against Magnus, Hans?
And there we have it. Handshake. There we have it. Wow.
I've withdrawn from the tournament. I've always enjoyed playing at St. Louis Chess Club and hope to be back in the future.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble. And I don't want to be in big trouble.
And what? No.
What happened? What?
No. What happened? That's it?
We're gonna try and get an update on this. Magnus Carlsen just resigned, got up and left, switched off his camera, and that's all we know right now.
Wow.
It must be embarrassing for the world champion to lose to me.
There was even a campsite that offered him $1 million to play chess naked to prove he didn't cheat.
I'm actually very, very worried about the future of chess going forward.
I know.
Finally, another manifesto. He actually did it. I didn't think he would. Dear Chess World, at the 2022 Finesgold Cup, I made the unprecedented professional decision to withdraw from the tournament after my round 3 game against Hans Niemann. A week later, during the Champions Chess Tour, I resigned against Hans Niemann after playing only one move. I know that my actions have frustrated many in the chess community. I'm frustrated. I want to play chess. I want to continue to play chess at the highest level, the best events. I believe that cheating in chess is a big deal and an existential threat to the game. I also believe that chess organizers and all those who care about the sanctity of the game we love should seriously consider increasing security measures and methods of cheat detection for over-the-board chess. When Niemann was invited last minute to the 2022 Finesgold Cup, I strongly considered withdrawing prior to the event. I ultimately chose to play. Oh my god, he has the anal beads. The vibrating beads of chess. I believe that Niemann has cheated more and more recently than he has publicly admitted. His over-the-board progress has been unusual, and throughout our game in the Finesgold Cup, I had the impression that he wasn't tense or even fully concentrating on the game in critical positions while outplaying me as black in a way I think only a handful of players can do. This game contributed to changing my perspective. We must do something about cheating, and for my part going forward, I don't want to play against people that have cheated repeatedly in the past because I don't know what they're capable of doing in the future. There's more I would like to say. Unfortunately, this time I'm limited in what I can say without explicit permission from Niemann to speak openly. What? So far, I've only been able to speak with my actions, and those actions stated clearly I'm not willing to play chess with Niemann. I hope that the truth of the matter comes out, whatever it may be. I read this in a comment, but I don't know if it's true because I just don't have the chess depth of knowledge to know. But I've heard people say that one of the reasons why Hans is suspected of cheating is because when he's brought on afterwards to explain like rationales behind moves and stuff, that like sometimes the explanations don't seem like they're coming from a sophisticated grandmaster level player, and that's why some people suspect that he's cheating. But I don't know if that's true or not because I don't have the I don't play chess at this level and I don't have the familiarity enough with the game to know if that's true or not.
A win against world #1 Magnus Carlsen, and now I'm curious to hear some reactions from Hans in Miami.
Hans, yesterday was a terrible day for you, and today you start out with a masterpiece. How would you summarize it?
Chess speaks for itself.
Is it something special doing this against
What
Magnus,
the
Hans?
fuck? Where's the Sigma? He's got to go take the plug out. It's getting dry. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he cheated or not. I don't know. Hold on. To be clear, I'm agnostic towards him cheating. I truly have no idea. I truly don't know. I don't know enough about chess to have a strong opinion on it.
There is more that I would like to say. Unfortunately, at this time, I am limited in what I can say without explicit permission from Niemann to speak openly. So far, I have only been able to speak with my actions, and those actions have stated clearly that I am not willing to play chess with Niemann. I hope that the truth on this matter comes out, whatever it may be. Sincerely, Magnus Carlsen, World Chess Champion. Okay, wow. Wowzers. There is more.
Okay, I don't want to attack him at all, but I feel like, didn't he make statements about, he made statements about this. I think he kind of sort of said that Hans was probably cheating, and then he got really mad when people got mad at him for saying that. That's what I remember for this. I could be wrong on that. Did Magnus really claim Hans wore an anal bead? No, the problem is people are just trying to think of like sophisticated ways of how people could cheat in these games. Like I heard a story of one guy. Literally saying that somebody went to an arena where they were playing chess the day before, and he taped like a phone underneath the toilet, and he went to the bathroom and got the phone, and that's how he was able, like, one guy cheated that way. Not Hans, but somebody different. So like there could be like crazy ways that, yeah, I don't know. But hold on one second.
We have another tweet. What is this? We have a tweet from, oh yeah, this was a reply yesterday. I didn't cover this on stream. This is a tweet reply from XQC after Magnus put it out. This is XQC saying, he cheated. Believe me, let me cause irreparable damage because I want to. And this was from of course XQC, like putting this out here. I really don't like this. Of course, XQC is completely out of his mind to say this. Maybe now he'll want to jump on like a 5-hour call and we can yell at each other about it. But at the end of the day, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and this is just insane to put this tweet out there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to stir up drama and start something else. But yeah, he literally is clueless on this topic, and I don't know why he felt the need to put this out. I mean, it's just ridiculous to put this out. So yeah, I mean, he's not right though. That's the problem. He's not right. Watch out. XQC might have dirt on you that he's held for a few years. I mean, that. Oh, we have another tweet. What is this? We have a tweet.
I didn't even listen to this. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Wait, so what was he? Was this guy mad or what?
From, oh yeah, this was a reply yesterday. I didn't cover this on stream. This was a tweet reply from XQC after Magnus put it out. This is XQC saying, he cheated. Believe me, let me cause irreparable damage because I want to. And this was from of course XQC, like putting this out here. I really don't like this. Of course, XQC is completely out of his mind to say this. Maybe now he'll want to jump on like a 5-hour call and we can yell at each other about it. But at the end of the day, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and this is just insane to put this tweet out there. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's trying to stir up drama and start something else. But yeah, he literally is clueless on this topic, and I don't know why he felt the need to put this out. I mean, it's just ridiculous to put this out. So yeah, I mean, he's not right though. That's the problem. He's not right.
Well, isn't he though? Magnus didn't post any actual proof. He's kind of just said, "Trust me, bro." And then, like, admittedly, it seems like a lot of the thing, the stuff around Hans is a little shady. But like, I don't think there's been any evidence. At least I haven't seen any. Breaking news: Magnus was to his chess team before Sync Up and told them Hans might be a cheater. He asked them what the absolute worst possible way to handle it would be. They told him to lose to Hans, then withdraw. The next time you play Hans, play one move. Dude, this guy's a fucking asshole. I love him. More has come out. He could have reviewed on stream. Do you have a link to it? Like actual evidence or more sketchy stuff? Artosis follows up on chess drama.
This is such a fucking bad take. Anyone who says that he's salty, he's just angry he lost, you guys are morons that have never competed at anything. Morons. Anyone who types that is a fucking moron, including, like, seriously, including all the chess pros and shit. Anyone who that's their take, the amount of years that he has fucking played professionally and never done anything like that, it's fucking crazy. Anyone who's like, he's just angry he lost, you guys all need to go on a ship in the Caribbean, and we need to fucking never let it dock again, or wherever, the ocean somewhere. The cruise ships go in the Caribbean, right? So we'll get a big cruise ship. We'll put you all on it. You're going to stay out there. No country's going to accept you. We take your fucking passports away, and you just live on this ship forever.
Okay. He has 23 games, 23 above 90% games in a row. For comparison, Bobby Fischer has like 2 games around 90%. He has a game where he played perfect 100% moves in a row. The greatest chess players of all time could barely hit 10 perfect moves in a row. I just like, here's like the thing that I don't know about anything. I just don't know, like, when you say things like that, like maybe some strategies have changed, or maybe the game has changed such that perfect moves might be easier in some forms of play now versus other play. Like, who knows? Like, it's just hard to say. Like, that's why I'm trying to be careful about, like, oh, well, he played this many games, this perfect, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know what that, I don't know if that is actually, like, good. I don't know if that's good evidence or not.
Oh, my God. What in the... Mama, come get it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Grab the girl hand. Oh, Lord. You won't go.
What the fuck? What am I watching?
Oh, my God. What in the... Mama, come get it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Grab the girl hand. Oh, Lord. You won't go.
I don't. Okay. All right. Let's watch our good friend Benny Boy.
Okay, John Lennon, got to imagine. You have to imagine. Okay, John Lennon, got to imagine. Imagine Magnus beat Hans in the Finesgold Cup. Okay, did you imagine that yet? Okay, so Magnus wins, round 3. Do you think Magnus withdraws from the tournament? No. There's a 0% chance, that Magnus wins that game and withdraws from the tournament. He withdrew from the tournament because he lost. He knew about previous cheating. That was always in his mind.
True.
That probably made him play worse. Hikaru said he played 43% engine moves. Hikaru then posited that's the worst game he's played in the last 2 years in that metric. Now, he doesn't know that. He was just guessing. Hikaru guessed that's the worst game Magnus has played in 2 years.
Oh!
It's not clear that that's the worst game he's played in 2 years.
Hans is actually playing meta chess. He's on 7 levels of metagame. Hans is like, I did cheat 6 years ago. Let's play. Hope you don't think I'm still cheating. He fucked him. He got his brain. Magnus's brain is destroyed. What if the real scandal came out and Hans was like, actually, I never cheated. Those cheating accusations in the past, that was me fake cheating. I wanted you to think I cheated in the past that I could get in your fucking head. Holy shit! He's on 7 levels of metagame.
That's just what Hikaru guessed. Because 43%, usually Magnus is, Magnus wins all his games. You know who Magnus is. Okay.
But Hans had multiple 100% engine correlation games. Apparently that was not true. Apparently the person that did that video came out and said that they fucked it up, and that's not actually true. So, but I don't know if that's true. I'm just repeating what's been repeated. We're on full simulacrum right now, okay?
So I think what happened was Magnus thought this guy might be cheating. Okay? And I don't want to play in this tournament, but I've already agreed to play in the tournament. They invited him at the last minute. Now, some of you don't know this because most of you don't know anything. It's not really your fault. You were born not knowing anything. You were crying. You were going everywhere. You know, sleeping a lot, crying. Okay, trying to get teeth. That's how you were born. Okay, you didn't know nothing. And so what you don't know, and about half of you know, Hans was a last-minute replacement. Richard Rapport was supposed to play, but he couldn't get in the country for COVID reasons. I don't know what those reasons are. I don't know. In fact, I could be making all of that up. But Richard Rapport said, I'm not playing, and they needed a replacement, and the organizers got Hans like 6 days before the tournament. So like all of the sudden, Hans is playing in the Finesgold Cup, unbeknownst to the other players, and they're getting worried because they heard the rumors about Hans, and everybody has. Everybody heard years ago Hans may have cheated on the internet. Maybe Hans was kicked off chess.com once or twice. Okay, that was public knowledge. Maybe Hans even acknowledged he had cheated in the past. Maybe people were worried he was cheating now because he was doing so well. He's playing in slow tournaments and he's kicking ass. So if you're like, this guy cheated in the past, he acknowledged he did, now he's kicking ass, So now the top players are all scared. They're like, is this guy going to cheat in the tournament? But they don't have weeks to decide what to do. They got like 5 days. Magnus claims he almost didn't play in the Finesgold Cup because he didn't want to play in the tournament with Hans. Now let's go back 2 weeks, if you don't mind. If you mind, I'll wait. Okay, let's go back 2 weeks. Hey, first of all, the train's dying. Let's go, people. Okay. 2 weeks before this, there was a tournament in Miami that was in person on the internet, which means the players were physically there and they were playing on a computer while physically next to each other, well, across from each other. Okay, and this tournament, none other than Hans Niemann played. It was match format, 4-game matches. And the players were all really good. The players are like Magnus and Fischer and Steinitz and Capablanca and Morphy, and those were the weak players. I didn't get to the good players yet, okay? In this tournament, in the 4-game matches, Hans lost every single match.
He did. He had a horrible day.
And it was like 9 matches. And out of 9, he got 0. Now, he didn't get 0 in all of his games. Some of the matches he lost 2.5, 1.5. Some of the matches he lost 3-1. The point was he lost all 9 of his matches. So we're talking about a tournament where Hans obviously isn't cheating, or he's doing a really bad job of it. And Magnus is there. Magnus lost the first game to Hans, then beat him the rest of the games. They're playing on the beach for a photo op. You guys have seen that photo or video of Hans playing Magnus on the beach. So in Miami, everything's fine. Hans is playing in a Super GM tournament. It's rapid. It's online. It's in person. Hans loses all of his matches, and everybody goes to the seashore, which is funny because they went to the seashore. I mean, literally and figuratively, they went to the seashore. Okay? So 2 weeks before the Sinkfield Cup, everybody's playing with Hans. Everybody's having a good time. DoorDash and Uber Eats are fighting over who gets Hans's, food money. It's a big fight. And nobody's complaining. Nobody's like, yeah, I almost didn't play in Miami because Hans is a cheater. Nobody said nothing. Nobody thought anything. And Hans lost all of his matches, and the Super GMs all high-fived each other. We're Super GMs, and you're not. You're 2680, and we're 2780 and 2880. And you played in our tournament, and we took you to school, and we took you out back. And you went home to your Uber Eats, and you cried in your food, and you spent $1,000 a week. That's what they said. I can't believe they said that. I don't know why they would say that. What would they have to gain? Okay. So for some reason, 2 weeks before the Sinkfield Cup, Hans is playing all the Super GMs, and nobody says anything, and Hans loses all of his matches. Now, all of a sudden, in the interim, in the 10 days between the Miami tournament and the Sinkfield Cup, Nepo wants extra security if Hans plays, and Magnus is thinking of not playing. Now, what happened? Something must have happened between Miami and the Sinkfield Cup. Because in Miami, nobody said shit. They just beat Hans like a drum, and then they went on their merry way. And now all of a sudden, they're all worried Hans is going to cheat in the Sinkfield Cup, but he won't cheat in a rapid tournament. Why would you cheat in the Sinkfield Cup and not the rapid tournament? Okay, now, I'll give you my actual opinion. My actual opinion is, Hans is cheated. He's cheated online. If I had to bet money, I don't have to bet money. In fact, Karen wouldn't let me. Okay, if I had to bet money, Karen would take that money, and I wouldn't have any money, which is sort of the way it is now. Okay, but I'm not on trial here. If I had to bet money, and you said in the last 3 years, has Hans cheated over the board, and I had to physically bet a 50-50 bet, I would bet yes. That's what I would bet.
Jeez.
I would think there's at least one game in the 150, 200 games he's played the last 3 years where maybe he did something unethical. Okay, at least one. If he didn't, that wouldn't surprise me either. If he did, that wouldn't surprise me either. Okay, I don't know. But I don't care. I literally don't care. You know what I care about? Did Hans cheat against Magnus in round 3 of the Sinkfield Cup? And if the answer is no, then I don't care about, well, Hans cheated 3 years ago, and Hans played 100% in his game in the Charlotte, St. Louis round robin. I don't care. Okay? Because all that stuff happened before, and Magnus played with Hans in Miami, and Magnus played with Hans in the Sinkfield Cup. The shit hit the fan when Magnus lost to Hans. Not before. There was no complaining from Magnus before he lost to Hans. And I don't know what happened between him playing in Miami and beating Hans 3-1 and playing with him on the beach and then being afraid to play him 10 days later. What happened 10 days later? Okay, and here's the part I'll never understand. And I've had people explain it to me, but I don't listen too good. Here's my complaint. Magnus has handled the whole thing horribly. Okay, I don't know if Magnus cheated. Maybe Magnus, everything he said is right. Maybe Hans cheats all the time. Maybe Magnus is a genius. Maybe Magnus knows that Hans cheated. I don't know. I'm like you guys. I don't know. What I do know is, played Hans, he lost, and he left the tournament. That I don't understand. He's got 6 rounds left against super GMs, and we all want to watch it. I want to see Magnus play the other super GMs. He's already played Hans. That game's over. Why is he withdrawing from the tournament? Why? Now, if he was 100% sure Hans was cheating, the round before he played Hans, okay, let's say it's round 2. Hans beat Mamejarov in round 2. I think Magnus drew. Magnus won his first game against Nepo, then he drew the second game. I forgot who he drew in the second game. And now it's round 3, and Magnus is like, yeah, I think Hans is going to cheat tomorrow against me. I withdraw from the tournament. Okay, that I understand. I don't want to play a guy who I think is a cheater. He could refuse to show up to the game and then play the rest of the tournament, or he could withdraw. Playing the game, losing the game, then saying the guy cheated, then leaving the tournament is just, that's not, that. He wanted to lose to Hans to prove that he was cheating. That's the proof that he got. Oh, Hans wasn't tense enough during the game. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Oh, he did say that
it's
too.
Gorgon shit? I can't remember the Rick and Morty now. Now, I'm not saying Hans cheated, and I'm not saying he didn't cheat. I don't think Magnus has done things right this whole time. He shouldn't have played in that tournament with Hans and then played one move and resigned. Just don't play in the tournament. Or play Hans. Not play and play one move and resign is like a protest. And he's going to do it again. If they play in the same tournament again, it would make sense that Magnus doesn't play in that tournament. Now, forget all that stuff I just said. I don't care about any of that stuff. That's just my opinion on stuff. What's bad for Hans is if Hans did not cheat against Magnus in the Sinkfield Cup, which seems unlikely that in that one game he cheated. But okay, if he didn't cheat and Magnus loses to him and then says he cheated that game and he didn't cheat, and people aren't going to invite Hans to tournaments, not because of what he did in the past, which is a reason, but because Magnus said he cheated against me when there's no evidence of that. The evidence, the internet evidence, it's an oxymoron for you. The internet evidence is Hans cheated last year, and Hans cheated 2 years ago, and Hans cheated 4 years ago, and Hans cheated 3 months ago. If that evidence exists, and if Magnus believes that evidence, why did he play in Miami with Hans, and then why did he play in St. Louis with Hans?
True.
And how come in Miami he wasn't mad, and how come in St. Louis he was mad? What happened?
True.
What happened in those 10 days?
We've got
where
some
all of a sudden Hans
truths.
is persona non grata. If I think a guy is cheating and I refuse to play the guy, I'm going to refuse to play the guy. That's what I'm going to do. There's 2 or 3 people in the United States that I will not play. Okay? Because I think they're cheaters. And I haven't been paired with them. And I don't play chess anymore, so it doesn't matter. Okay? But if I did get paired with them in like some big tournament, I wouldn't play them. I would tell the organizer, I'm not playing this game because I think this guy's a cheater. And they would look at me like I'm insane. If I said somebody was a cheater and I gave their name, you guys would be like, you can't do that. What are you doing? You can't just say some guy's a cheater. You're nuts. And then when Magnus does it, half of you have that opinion, and half of you are like, well, he's Magnus. He knows if the guy cheated or not. And he's playing a guy who admitted to cheating before. So Magnus is innocent. He can do whatever he wants. I don't like the way Magnus handled it. And I'm not Team Hans, because I don't know if Hans cheated or not. I'm just team.
Miami was rapid time control, so less likely for Hans to cheat compared to classical time control. No. That shouldn't matter, right? I can relate to this from my own pro gaming experience. If I think somebody is a cheater, then you either would play them, or you say, I'm not playing that guy. I know he map hacks. I know that guy's cheating. I know he's cheating. I'm not going to play him. But you wouldn't play them. And then if you lose, then say, oh well, I'm quitting because you were cheating. You can't do that. It has to be before or never. Like, that's all you can do. Especially if your claim, like what Magnus is saying, like what Ben is reaffirming, especially if your claim is that you knew beforehand, you knew before the game that he was cheating, right? It doesn't make sense then to say afterwards, well, I've always known he's a cheater, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, then why did you play him?
Magnus should have handled this differently. And, you know, if I'm organizing a tournament, like imagine I was worth $1 billion and Karen for reasons I don't know, says, hey, Ben, let's organize Grandmaster tournaments. Okay, if that happened, if we have $1 billion and Karen says, let's organize a Super Grandmaster tournament, we are inviting Hans and we're not inviting Magnus. Now, first of all, I wouldn't invite Hans because Hans isn't good enough, but that's a separate issue. But I'm not going to be like, well, we can invite Magnus or Hans, who are we going to invite? Karen would say Hans for sure. I'm not going to cancel a guy because another guy had a crying fit. Now, I wouldn't invite Hans because Hans is like 2680. That's beneath me. I'm not doing that. Right. I'll invite, like Jeffrey Shong. He's like 2690. Yeah, I'd invite Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey's good. And then I would do chess boxing with Jeffrey. Anyway, you guys take yourself too seriously on the internet. None of this matters. Right? It's all just silliness. And we make money off of it because you guys love it. You guys love the drama.
I'm a chess nerd. It battles me how much chess people are simping for Magnus. He's a very good player, but he can't read minds. Well, I think it's because Magnus is not a very good player. Magnus is like the best, like highest rated player of all time. And he had like an exemplary record going into that game with Hans, who's like a good player for sure, but like not Magnus. I think that's the issue. It's not just that like, oh, Magnus is just like a pretty good player. Like, I think it makes it a bit different. That's why I can understand why people in the world would simp for him, right?
There's not, I mean, what's Hans said? Hans said nothing. Hans gave the 30-minute interview saying he would play naked at St. Louis Chess Club, and that was it. His Twitter's been dead since then. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. He plays chess. He wins. He loses. He draws. And then Magnus says, "Rawr, I'm mad. I'm not playing Hans anymore." Baby. No, I mean, Magnus is being a baby. And that's my spiel.
Sure, but it's not unusual for him to lose to a 2700. It's not unusual for Magnus to lose to a 20. I thought he was on like a 50-set win streak or something. I thought it was considered incredibly rare for him to lose over the board games. Are you just making shit up, or is my information wrong?
Anyway, let's get to level 8 again.
Okay, we're done with you.